All right. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How's everyone going? I hope you're doing well.
That rhythm.
What a lovely little drop that is. I hope you're feeling well. I'm feeling a lot better. Thanks for all the comments about me being in a bit of a poo-poo mood the other day. Yeah, those lockdowns are getting to us, and thanks for reminding me, and something I already knew, and it does keep me going, that everyone else is in the same boat mostly, except you lovely people in Western Australia that are in that lovely, beautiful COVID bubble. Shouts out to Rockingham there. I just was commenting on with somebody about the fact that I own a house over there and how beautiful it is. So, yeah, we are looking at crypto right now. We're not talking about my life. We are talking about how this thing's going to do a next leg up. And I'm just going to run through some of those indicator charts and just kind of see where the general market's at and what's happened, where we're going, and what potentially could happen. So before we get into it, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and please click that notification bell if you want to be notified about my content. All right, so we're on the total crypto market chart. I haven't looked at this one on the channel for a long time because we've been so busy watching One Harmony go up and up and up and up and up and up, and a few other things go up as well. But I guess it's good to kind of step back and take a little zoomed out view and just realize what has happened. And I think since the 20th of Feb, the whole market hit an all-time high, and then it took a fairly decent pullback, and there was some kind of real selling pressure, and you got to remember that this total market cap chart is very dependent on Bitcoin. So you'll find that these big candles are days when Bitcoin pulls back, right? And the big candles to the upside are days when Bitcoin goes to the upside, because Bitcoin has $1 trillion market cap, and this whole thing is 1.8 trillion of a market cap. So we just need to keep that in perspective. So basically this chart tells us that Bitcoin reached an all-time high, and then Bitcoin retraced, and then Bitcoin has started testing all-time highs. Now there is other projects involved with this. So if Ethereum has a bad day and Cardano has a bad day, then you will see this chart be affected. But in general, it's a Bitcoin chart. Now, and what I also like to see over here is the spread between these percentages. Like it's definitely an altcoin day if you're seeing 4% on the total 2 and 2% on the total, right? So let's go over to the total 2, which is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin. So this one isn't being affected at all by the Bitcoin price movement, but you can still see that on the 20th of Feb, an all-time high was reached. So things generally follow. They're still coupled with Bitcoin. And then there's big selling days also on the days that Bitcoin corrects. So it's the same kind of pattern, but I guess it's, a little bit tighter. So if we go back there, kind of bigger candle bodies, a bit more kind of all over the shop. Whereas with the total 2, it's a nice tight range. So we've seen that since the 9th of March, this thing has been wicking up and peppering towards its all-time high, popping its head up, just kind of peppering and testing and wanting to be there. And then just today, it's actually looking to close a candle above its all-time high. So that is super bullish for the altcoins when this chart here also is testing its all-time high, but it's not as aggressive on those wicks, just kind of a couple of little wicks there. So it's looking like the altcoins are slightly more bullish than Bitcoin, which is a good thing. But there's no real I guess the test will be when it happens, right? When Ethereum kind of breaks into new all-time highs, Cardano breaks into new all-time highs, that's when we're going to start seeing the other things take off, because they're the leading indicators. They're the ones that have been in retracements. Now, I'm just going to spend a little bit of time, and I've turned all the indicators off because I just want to look at the wicks and the candle bodies, because to me, that tells as much of a story as the indicators. We know that things recently in the last 5 days have been going green. So we're going to see that in a lot of charts. But what I want to look is how close a lot of these altcoins in my watch list are to their all-time highs. And that's going to make us understand why this chart is so bullish, because a lot of these coins are actually testing all-time highs. And if not, they've had a long accumulation and they're ready to fire to the upside. So we'll start with Ethereum. You know, Ethereum's not quite there, but it's been through a kind of 1, 2, 3, and then it's on its kind of fourth little leg there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe one more little dip and then firing out of there. We'll see what happens, but it's definitely been accumulating for a long time, you know, and it's kind of got a triangle pattern there that it will resolve to the upside. So Ethereum's one, it's not quite there. It's not, definitely not the most aggressive, and you can see here that besides that wick, there's not much wick action, you know, most of the wicks are to the downside, and then it's just kind of candle bodies only. So there's not a lot of volatility in Ethereum within the day. But I guess over the period, there's been a little bit of volatility, and I guess just following Bitcoin doing its thing, right? So Ethereum is pretty much, you know, a high market cap coin at the moment. So that's what it's doing. VeChain, we're already testing all-time highs. We know this thing wants to break out. We've had a big wick here and a big wick here, wick. So it's not going to be long. You know, as far as when the alts break, VeChain is going to break very, very quick and very, very hard, I believe. You know, like look at these wicks here, you know, big kind of indecision between buyers and sellers, wick to the upside, wick to the upside. So very kind of bullish signals there in VeChain. XRP, different chart, but you know, there's still that kind of all-time high, wants to test it. You know, it's letting us know that there's upward pressure. You know, there's buyers ready to kind of want it to go. There's traders, there's algorithms that want this thing to fire to the upside. It's undervalued. It's below the average at the moment, so it wants to break through, and it wants to break through 75, 80 cents and then fly. EOS, probably not as bullish, you know, but that's, once again, it's a bit of a laggard, bit like XRP. It's got a fair way to go to get to its all-time highs there from the recent times. Peercoin's another one I watch now. Yeah, it's grinding its way up. You know, I wouldn't say it's super aggressive and it's going to fly, but, you know, it's definitely still got a lot of move to go to its all-time highs from the previous alt cycle. ZRX, on the other hand, you know, this thing is super bullish, as in, you know, big wicks, you know, like when it went to all-time highs, it was trying to get above it every day, you know, for a period of days there. Big doji candle, you know, like super volatile within a day there. Longer consolidation period, another wick trying to test, and then, you know, the last few days, and then a big candle today with a nice little wick as well, you know. So you could see this pull back by the end of the day, and then it's just going to be another big wick letting us know. I think ZRX is going to be one of the leaders. So if we talk about ZRX and VeChain being kind of two of the leaders at the moment, two of the ones that are going to fly, that's what we're looking at. Dash, not as bullish. We're not seeing much there. We're just seeing it doing the same thing, you know, and you'll find that XRP, Dash, EOS, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, they're all going to be similar, you know, they're all in the similar accumulation pattern, you know, they're just there. They're just there doing their thing. They'll fire when they need to fire. Hathor, just the last few days have shown me that this thing wants to break out again. All-time high, tried to break higher on the next day after all-time high, again tried to break, big doji candle, you know, wick, and then today wick. So we'll probably put that in the super bullish, wants to break out. Low market cap coin, it's not going to be a lot of resistance once buyers come in. One Harmony, we all know what One Harmony wants to do. It just wants to keep going up. I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but you can see 2 or 3 days ago, it it basically broke out, but then pulled out again. I think once again, candle close above 21.5, 22 cents. The thing's going to fire. So it's definitely in the bullish side of the game. Game credits, not as bullish. Still probably got a little bit more accumulating to go, but there's some solid wicks. It's letting us know that it wants to fire up there. Reef definitely has been in a long accumulation pattern. You can see all-time highs there, all-time highs recently, and then heading on up there. Needs to break this kind of this 4.5 cent level first, and then see what happens. So, I wouldn't put that in the super bullish. It's not in the will fire straight away category, but could fire at any time category. Cake definitely wants to break out at all-time highs. We're there. You can see on this candle it wanted to go so super high. Long accumulation pattern, broke out of that triangle. Wick, candle body going up. So once again, candle close above $18, $19 there. We're going to see this thing fire. Band protocol, lovely consolidation pattern. Probably wants to do it in 2 steps. Wants to break that $16 mark, or 15.7 cents. And then it wants to go to all-time highs. Dent, I just did a little update in my video today about that. Super bullish, all-time high, wants to break all-time high again. This is kind of like this is kind of like my mini one harmony. I think it's kind of catching one harmony halfway through the move. And we're seeing some good action on the Dent chart. Theta, it's been a leader for a long time, and it will be a leader again. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. OMG, that's one that's kind of been there and about, and some people call it a SHIT coin, but look at it, it's bullish. Like 22nd of August, fired up there, long accumulation, but recently it's trying to get above, and then again today it's trying to get above. So it definitely wants to break out, definitely wants to be a leader on this little move. The graph, it's kind of, it had its day really, didn't it? It's really kind of needs to break this downtrend line. I think getting back up to $2.10 would be a good move for graph, but I can't see it being a leader. Zilliqa, I can see this one being a leader of the pack. Very short accumulation periods before it fires on up, and it's just doing leg after leg after leg. So it's not quite there at its all-time highs. It's not giving us wicks, but it's given us good green candles. So candle close above that 18.3 level there is going to be solid for Zilliqa. DOT, there's a lot of wick action there. Wants to fire up. DOT, we all know about DOT, Polkadot. It's been super successful project. No more to say about that. XLM, that's kind of, to me, it's in the kind of the Dash and the XRP place. It's accumulating. It will fire up when it's ready, but it's not going to be a leader on this one. Litecoin, similar again, not going to be a leader. Link, can't really see it. I think, Link ran so early, last year, and it's kind of nearly did all its moves. So that's Link. It's still got a long way to go, I guess. But Cardano, I think this it's not there now, but it's definitely proved it wanted to test it there. There's a nice little wick there, tight little run there of doji candles. I can see Cardano testing that 137 first with some wicks, and then see what happens. I wouldn't put it in the super bullish, wants to lead the way on this one, but we all know what Cardano is, and it's quite popular now. But because it's up there in the top 10 or top 5 or top 3 or whatever it is, it's not going to be as favorable to people that are looking for high percentage gains. So just be aware of that. DNT, District X. This one's been super bullish. Once again, I was put onto this early by a commenter, didn't buy into it, wish I did. Know nothing about it, but geez, the chart has just gone up and up and up. I think that some say it's the Coinbase effect, but either way, it's traded its way up to a good position. I probably, if I had bought it, would have traded it by now anyway. But it's there. It definitely seems like it wants to be bullish again. Basic attention, it's there. It's doing a curve. It's doing accumulation. Good wick today, so we could see that one testing all-time highs soon. Tezos, yeah, similar deal. Not super bullish on that one. And then kind of moving down a little bit. I'm just going to throw this one in here. I may do a full video on this Aave, but I was asked in the comments about that. Someone saying, what's going on? It had a good run. Well, that's exactly what happened. It had a good run. It just needs to accumulate again. Like you look at this, like going from 64 all the way up to 560. That's a massive move, like that's a 10x move, like to pull that move again, it needs to do a long, solid accumulation, right? There's a lot of working out to do in that one. So I cannot tell you, if you are a holder of Aave, that this thing is going to be one of the first to fire to the upside once alt season happens. But the good thing about alt season, or that super parabolic top of alt season, is that all ships rise in the tide. And if it's not first, it'll eventually do it. So don't be afraid if your coin is not the first to move. FOMOing into things that have moved when yours hasn't, especially if you're not in profit, is just a good way to whittle away your account. One Chain, done a little bit on that today. Well, there you go. One Chain is a leader. It is into all-time highs today, and another one that I was kind of given a heads up to, and I didn't choose. So that happens. I think the best thing I've learned in crypto is to not chase, because it's very easy to go, I wish I had I shoulda, coulda, woulda. But on the other hand, just sitting and doing nothing is the best thing, because as long as you're kind of fairly certain that something's going to happen in your project, it will eventually happen. It's just that accumulations aren't in sync. It's not like every single token moves on one day and then that's it. It's kind of like my analogy, that bag of popcorn. You put a bag of popcorn in the microwave, and you get 1 pop, 2 pop, 3 pop, 4 pop, and then everything kind of pops, goes crazy. So that's what we've been seeing the last month, since the 20th Feb anyway, is that everything kind of had a good move, and then it's just kind of back to that pop, 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 pop. Every now and again something gives a good, couple of days where it moves up and then it consolidates. So that's where we're at. Somebody was asking about what an alt season's like, and it's what like to be in. I haven't actually experienced it myself, but I can only imagine, and I can imagine it is going to be crazy. And let's just go back quickly for those of you that want to kind of have a look here at, for example, XRP. So there was 2 alt seasons last time. Now, let's just kind of look into this one. So the first alt season, we've got 52%, candles, couple of red days, couple of small growth candles, then 36%, 54%, small day, 179% candles. These are the moves. These are the things you're going to be seeing. Very quick move, long consolidation. 30%, so you're going to, in your projects, you're going to see a lot of movement in a short period of time. And then if you look at this last parabolic top in XRP, for the 11th of December through to its all-time high on the 4th of January. So that's 2 or 3 weeks, right? So 40%, 20%, 81%, a bit of sideways movement, 57%, 8%, 50%, 24%, and the move in general is over 20% 24 days, 1,356%. So what is that? A 13x in a month. So that's the sort of things you'll be seeing, and it won't just be XRP. Other things will do more than that. Other things will be doing 20x's in a month. Other things will be doing 100x's in a month, So there will be lots of bags of popcorn in the microwave firing off and shooting kernels everywhere. And it's just up to you to be holding tight and grabbing your bucket and walking away with your bowl of popcorn to watch the movie, right? So that is what alt season is going to be like, and it's over before you know it. Like right now we're watching the charts every day, like kind of glued to them, not much happening, or stuff's happening but not much happening. It'll be one of those times where you'll be like, oh my goodness. If we go to the weekly, that this is kind of a better picture. So 500% in a week. So the daily didn't really do it justice because it's kind of a few big candles and a few correction candles, like this is the one you want to look at. So March, Mad March, 500%, 3 weeks of correction. April, 60%. May, 160%. May, 56%. May again. So the month of May, like let's go to the monthly now and just have a look at it real time. So we've had 3 months, 200%, 143%, 300%. So 3 months of a tear in the first alt season. Then the next one, it's just 700% in 1 month. So it starts in November a little bit, and then fires on into December, and then kind of finishes with a wick into January. But then if you weren't out by then, you can see that thing drop back a lot, $3 to $1 by the end of the month, So that's when I say you want to be on the right side of the trade. You nearly want to be getting out on this wick, or at the very start of that wick, and then go and see you later, because that thing corrected very quickly, right? Okie dokie. Kind of rambled on to a bit at the end there, but I just wanted to, for anyone that does stick around and watch it, that's what we're expecting is some large monthly candles, large weekly candles, large daily candles, But it's not a straight line, as you can see. Going back to the daily, where are we? You can see once again that it's still not a straight line. It's kind of up, pull back, sideways, up, pull back, pull back. So there's a lot of volatility along the way. There's a lot of chances to be shaken out. So 3 big days, 4 or 5 sideways days, 2 big days, 4 or 5 sideways days, 3 or 4 big days to finish off. So. Just be aware that it's kind of more like a hold tight, and don't be trying to do too many day tradey sort of moves in there, because you could be wrecked. Anyway, that's it. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one, everyone. Bye.